Hi, my name's Glenn Eckert. I'm co-founder of the Rapid Learning Institute. Early in my career, my boss at the time shared with me a piece of wisdom I've never forgotten. I was just promoted to my first management position, and he was showing me the ropes and trying to help me through the transition. He asked me, Glenn, now that you're a sales manager, how would you define your job? I was feeling pretty full of myself at the time, and I responded pretty quickly, grow sales. What else could it be, right? His response shocked me, and it was probably one of the most significant paradigm shifts in my career. He said, wrong. Your job is to grow salespeople. Your rep's job is to grow sales. You have to show them how. Powerful idea. Unfortunately, I had no idea how to do it. I was a great salesperson, but until that moment, it hadn't even occurred to me how little I actually knew about how to transfer to others the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors that made me successful. And over the years, I've discovered that many sales managers, new and experienced alike, face the same challenge. That's the reason we're here today. At the RLI, we believe that workplace learning is fundamentally broken in many organizations. The problem is that managers are accountable for developing their people, but most managers were never trained how to do it. Growing salespeople is not a core competence. So what do most sales managers do? Well, think about it. Some of us rely on the sink or swim approach. The best reps will figure it out, the worst will fail and disappear. Or maybe once or twice a year we bring in a consultant to train our people for us. Or maybe you send them to a conference or a seminar and hope they come back with a few bits of wisdom that'll help them sell more stuff. If you're truly serious about your role as a sales talent developers, none of these approaches will really work on their own. They might add something from time to time, but the only truly effective way to grow a more effective sales team is for you to provide ongoing training and coaching throughout the year. I know, it's much easier said than done, but we're going to show you how it's possible. Over the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to introduce you to the Selling Essentials Rapid Learning Center and show you exactly how it can help you build and manage the type of sales training program you'll be proud of. We'll show you how to overcome the no time to train challenge by focusing on narrow concepts and achieving small victories. We'll show you how to deliver highly focused coaching to your people in the exact moment of need. We'll show you how to lead high-impact sales meetings by accessing a comprehensive library of ready-to-use 6 to 10-minute sales learning videos. We'll show you how to ensure that the sales training you deliver actually sticks. The secret is a research-proven concept we call interval reinforcement. We'll show you how to deliver a consistent sales training message to your entire sales team, whether they're under one roof or scattered across the country. And we'll show you how to create accountability for sales training through a usage tracking system that tells you who's viewing what, when, and how often. Now I'm going to hand you over to our marketing director, Brian McCallum. Brian's going to address the big tactical problems for trainers and how Selling Essentials will help you directly address them. Brian, it's all yours.
All right, Glenn, thanks for the introduction. We're going to get started by looking at We're going to do an overview of the Selling Essentials Rapid Learning Center site first, but I'm going to present everything in terms of the problems that it specifically solves for you as a sales manager. And we're going to cover 5 main problems. That is, there's no time to train, I'm too busy, my people are too busy, sometimes I need training in the moment of need. A sales rep has a cold call or something to make and doesn't have the stuff they need right at hand to get that training. Third problem is sales meetings. I need content. I need a regular source of ideas for sales meetings. A fourth problem is that training that I delivered right now, it doesn't stick. We're going to tell you how the Selling Essentials Rapid Learning Center helps you solve that problem. And finally, we're going to talk about creating accountability for training. We all know that it's real easy to assign some training and have your people on your team say, well, yeah, I did it, or we're not doing it all. We're going to show you how Selling Essentials addresses that problem as well. All right, let's get started. When you log into selling-essentials.com, and you'll get your login information emailed to you after this program, you will type in your username, which will be your email address, and your password, which is defaulted to your last name, but you can change that as soon as you get logged in. And this is your home dashboard when you get logged into the site. The Selling Essentials Learning Center is broken down into a couple different types of content. We have what we call our quick take rapid e-learning programs, which are quick 6 to 10 minute learning modules, and these really are the core of the content on the site. We have several up here and down the right-hand column. We also offer a number of articles, quick read articles for your sales folks, and PDFs of a newsletter. And we also have some content specifically for sales managers. We're going to go into some details on each one of these in a little bit, but that is the kind of 30,000-foot overview of the content on the site. All right, one of the big challenges you may face in your sales talent development role is just finding enough time. I mean, you're a busy person, a lot of things on your desk. Selling Essentials addresses this challenge head on. It's really one of the main features of the site. We do it in a couple ways. The content, our quick take learning modules, are all just 6 to 10 minutes long. So no matter how full your schedule is or how busy your salespeople, you have time for a 6 to 10 minute program. They're very action oriented, very specific, very concise. Let's take a look at one of these. This one's called the FACE method, how to understand what buyers mean. Click on this. This takes you to the program page. Click Launch Program, and it will run automatically.
Welcome to this Quick Take Rapid Learning module. Today's topic, the FACE method.
All right, we'll push pause here. You can hop around the program. The whole program, this one lasts 9 minutes and 50 seconds long. You can navigate through the program simply by clicking on the right bar. Again, concise, right to the point, quick training. All right, the other time-saving feature on the Rapid Learning site is, boy, how do you deploy this content? I can't get my people into a room all at the same time. Likewise, very, very easy to do. If you like this program, you say, I'm going to email this to someone else on the team. All right, when you get to the screen, you have two options. One is to send it to a new user. The second is to send it to somebody who's already registered on your site. So in this case, let's send it to a new user. So we click option 1. All right, very simple. We're going to type in the new user's name. Let's say this is Jim Black. Type in Jim's email address. Type in Jim's phone number. And then select the user type. And Jim could either be a sales rep or a sales manager. In this case, Jim is one of your sales reps. Click on Sales Reps. And then you have a message down here that you can send to Jim. The subject line right now is from Mr. Test. That's me. You can customize that, but the default will be message from your name. In this case, we have a default message in here that says, please check out the link below. Gives them their username and password, and then a link to the program. Again, you can customize this. Click Send. The email gets sent, and Jim is registered to the site with access to that program. Okay, so we go back to our program page, and let's go back home. Another feature on the Rapid Learning Center site to address the no time available to train is a list of very fast read articles. And you can do the same thing here. When you find an article that you like, maybe you see an article here in Winning on Negotiations, you read the article over, you like it, do the same thing. Email a link to the item, goes right to your sales rep, and the training has been deployed, and you can follow up either in person or you can follow up by way of a meeting. All right, all the programs that we have here, what makes them really great for training is that they're easy to revisit. Because they're short, you don't have to just send the program to them once. You register them to the site, and once you have them, you send them a program, or you watch in the meeting, you send them an email a couple days later and say, hey, watch this program again, to reinforce the message, to reinforce the training. All right, let's go on to problem 2 for sales training, and very often is that your reps will need training in the moment of need. They're facing a specific challenge. Let's say one of your reps has really been struggling with cold calling, and they have a cold call they have to make. So for you as a sales manager, you want to deliver coaching when they need it, and tools are available to do this. So you'd log onto your site, you'd go up under the topic search bar, and grab the drop down there, and we have a section on cold calling. Click on that, and it will bring up a whole collection of programs and articles all related to cold calling. So find a program that you think is especially good and it works for your needs. Maybe this program down here, cold calling. Nail the first 20 seconds. Let's click on that. And you could launch the program if you're in a meeting with them, or you can email a link to them, as we discussed earlier. The idea is exactly when they need the training, it's available to them. You direct them to the specific item that you want them to view, and it's right there. It's immediate, it's fast, and then they can make the phone calls. All right, let's go back to our home page. You may also find sales meetings to be challenging because you want to deliver fresh content every time you have a sales meeting. You don't always want to go over the same numbers, the same motivational speech. That's part of the process, but also part of the process is delivering training on specific skills. Well, this gives you a library of content to do that. And again, you can take a look at the full list of programs and decide what you want to cover in that week or that month, however often you do your programs, and just grab a program that makes sense for you. There's one on referrals. Here's one on prospecting, reaching the C-suite, time management for salespeople, asking stupid questions. The long list that goes on and on of this is what comes immediately with your Learning Center when you subscribe. And right here is probably, what could be almost a year's worth of training programs ready for you to use for sales meetings. Now, you may also need some guidance on, well, how do I deliver a really strong sales meeting? Well, we give you the tools to do that. So let's click on one of these e-learning programs. This is Reaching the C-Suite. And that takes you to the landing page again. And included with each Quick Take program, we have a meetings leader guide. So it'll give you the materials you need. Let's click on that. It's called the Interval Reinforcement Plan. Okay, you click on that. And this is a PDF guide that gives you step-by-steps on how to run your sales meeting. It'll help you introduce this concept of interval reinforcement to your team, which is the idea that training has to be viewed multiple times in order for it to be effective. So there's all the conversation points you need there, the step-by-step plan of how to make that work. There's an explanation of what rapid learning is all about if you want to deliver that to your team. And here is a discussion guide. It has a list of questions that you can ask, show the program and ask questions after the fact for conversation. If your team needs some help coming up with some different responses, here's some possible answers you could throw on the table for them. It has what is called a personal action plan, which gives them a tool to put the ideas into play. You might say, okay, team, as a result of watching this program, what do you plan to do about it? And they would go back and write down some actions they plan on taking. You might have the same meeting a week later and say, okay, what actions have you taken? And then they'd fill these out. Again, it turns the training into action. Some users follow this to the letter, some a little bit more less disciplined about it, but the tool is here if you need it. We also have a summary sheet that takes all the key points in the program. These are great handouts after the program. People can take them back to their desks, hang them up, a great reinforcer, reminder of the key messages in the Quick Take. There's also a print version of the quiz. We'll have an electronic version of the quiz as well. We'll get to in a little bit, but this is a print version if your folks aren't on the computer all the time. An answer guide for you for the quiz. It's a collection of tools that help you become a better trainer. Okay? Each one of those items we looked at, again, is right here electronically. And we're going to get back to the quiz in a little bit. I'll show you how that works. Let's go back to our homepage. Another problem we face a lot is that sales training just doesn't stick. We all know the feeling. We go to a conference or we bring in a consultant and it gets some great ideas, and we have every intention of putting those ideas into work. But then within a few weeks, we kind of get back to our regular routine and we've forgotten everything we learned. The binder full of ideas is sitting up on the shelves. We've pretty much gone back to square one. That's a fact of training. If you don't revisit the message and deliver it again and again, training won't stick. We just looked at the interval reinforcement plan, and that is a plan specifically designed to make that problem go away. It gives you a plan to how do you deliver this message, this training message. If we look at one of our training programs here, maybe it's the one on how to shorten your sales cycle. It's 10 minutes long. You deliver to your reps in a meeting. You email a link to them a couple days later. You have them take the quiz a couple of days later. You reconvene and you talk about the action plan that we looked at earlier. Again, everything you do, every step you take in the process, whether it's a reading assignment or a writing assignment or viewing the program, reinforces the message. And each step of the way that you reinforce the message ensures that that training sticks. And that is so key, such a key point of what the Rapid Learning Institute, the fresh perspective that we bring on workplace learning. All right, let's go back to our homepage. All right, and that brings us to our final major problem we have outlined for today's program, and that is how do you create accountability for training? How many times have you asked one of your reps to read something or to view a training video, and they come back and say, yeah, I just didn't have the time. Or they say, oh, yeah, I did that, but you know full well that they really didn't. Well, we've taken this into account in the Rapid Learning Center by giving you, the sales manager, usage reporting that makes it very, very easy to track who's viewed what. So let's click on here. And there's a couple of different reports we can look at. There's the view by user, view by program, or what we call access history. Let's look at the summary by user first. You can see here these are the users that I have registered for my site. We have me down here, Mr. Test. We have Bobby Smith, and we have Jim Black that we entered a little bit earlier. We can see that Jim did not view any of the programs, or did not view the program that we sent to him earlier. So let's click on Jim. These are all the programs that he has available in his library, and you can see Jim, brand new user, but has not gotten around to viewing the program that you asked him to view. Let's go back. Okay, we're back to our list of reports. We're going to go back to summary by user again, and let's look at Bobby Smith. See what she's done. Click on Bobby's name, and we can drill down to exactly what she's watched, when she's watched it, how many times she's viewed it, and that's important to our interval reinforcement message that we talked about earlier. We can see when she viewed it, the quiz score, an 80 here. She passed the quiz, but has not taken any of the other quizzes. This may or may not be important to you, but it's something you can track very easily, and it creates accountability. And that's a real powerful tool in the Rapid Learning Center. All right, so we go back to our usage reports, and we also have an option here called Summary by Program. Let's click on that. And again, these are all of the programs available to your users. And this is useful to see which programs are being used the most, which are the most popular. And if you have, say, a team of 13 people, and you've sent it out to everyone, and you can see that the FACE method was a program you sent out, and 13 people have viewed it, you can click on that and drill down into it and see exactly what happened. All right, so this will show that this particular program, who's watched it, and when they've watched it. Now, it turns out here, if we had a team of 13 people, most of them didn't watch it because I've watched it 10 times, and Bobby has watched it 3 times. No one else has viewed this. So if you have a longer list of users, this can become a pretty powerful tool for you. All right, let's click back to our home page, the usage screen again, and view the final option here called Access History. And this is for real data junkies like me who really like to dig in to see what's going on. This will show every piece of usage from every user. All right, so this is by user. There's me, Mr. Test, and there's Bobby Smith. So let's just click on mine. It'll show that I viewed 75 items. I visited 17 times, and this is the most recent visit. I could click on my email address here, and this will give a detailed list of all the stuff that I've looked at. Again, may or may not be a useful tool for you, but it's there, and it creates, again, accountability for your users. All right, we're going to hop back to our home page. All right, let's look at a few items here that we'll kind of consider our bonus items for our tour today. You'll notice on your home page that this right column is called Sales Leadership Resources. Now, obviously, this is not material that you want your sales reps to have access to. Handling disruptive star performers, that's a quick take program for you, the sales manager. Developing an online lead system, again, for you, the sales manager. Conducting exit interviews. Really important things, but they're not topics that you want your sales folks to be distracted by. So they don't even see this content. When they log on, anyone who's registered as a sales rep, and you can see what their screen is by clicking on the link here at the top, their screen looks like this. The right column is replaced by a story item called My Greatest Sale, which is really a great little piece. It's a quick read article that is a real world story, how somebody made a great sale, the challenges they overcame. We get a lot of great feedback on this. And again, for you, you have access to it. If you want to see their view, you just click on that link. If you want to see your sales manager view, you click back home. And here's all your content. We have a couple of full-length modules on here. And these are longer programs. I think they're more around half an hour long. One on performance talk, one on salary talk. Real good stuff, but again, it's just for you, the sales manager. So we consider this kind of the bonus section for sales managers. The other thing you really need to look at when you have the opportunity is under the articles section in the middle here. There's a tab at the bottom called View All Newsletter Issues as PDFs. All of the content on the Learning Center comes from our newsletter, the Selling Essentials Rapid Learning Center newsletter. Let's take a look at an issue. And these are 4-page PDF documents that are real easy to print out, real easy to forward to your users. And this is great for guys who might be on the road a lot, who like to toss something into their bag to read on the plane while they're traveling, sitting in the airport, may not have internet access at the time. So we have a lot of users who just love the quick read format. Again, they're short, concise articles, deliver a very specific point. Really, really popular with our sales folks. All right, so let's close this window out. And you'll notice what a long list here. I don't even know how many issues you have to start with, but a good number of sample issues you have as a new subscriber. All right, we're going to go back to our home site. We're going to go back to our home page. All right, and what I don't think I've mentioned yet about the Learning Center is that we add new content every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks you log back on, there's new stuff being put on here, whether it's new issues of the newsletter, new articles, new quick take rapid learning modules. Your library grows and grows. The longer you're a subscriber, the more stuff you have. It's a great resource that gets more powerful the longer you subscribe. One of the other features that we add is we will send out email messages to you and your team letting you know when new content has been added and when new programs are available. We highlight that for you, or we go back and highlight what we think is a popular program that you may want to take a look at. Again, the key to making this work is engagement. Sales training that isn't used doesn't do anyone any good. So our big message is to keep people engaged. We help you with that engagement effort. It's an automated process. You certainly can help out with that engagement email by emailing links, as we talked about earlier, but we will also be sending out regular messages to your users about content that's on the site that they should be engaging in. All right, that's the overview of the site and some of its functionality. I'm going to toss it back to Glenn now, and he'll answer any questions you may have about the site. Thanks for joining us today.